Hello friends, Vicky here, and I am going to do a demo on these leaves today. But first, I want to thank Susan Crozier for leaving me a comment, a very nice, sweet comment. Thank you very much. You always leave such nice comments. And she was requesting a demo on these leaves. But first, let me go to, this is how I spell her name because I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. And she had a couple questions. So she mentioned tissue paper that I use, wanting to know what kind of tissue paper I use. And I don't use tissue paper on the leaves, and so I thought maybe she meant these. So just if you ask this question about the leaves, let me just address that, Susan. The tissue paper that I use is this type of, for these flowers, in case you asked about that. It's Daiso, and it's actually calligraphy paper. I did try to use some regular tissue paper, and that comes out also very well. But I get this calligraphy paper, and it comes in the white or and it's pretty much like tissue paper. And it also comes in this tan color. So this is from Daiso, but I think you can get it on Amazon. You just, type in calligraphy paper, Japanese calligraphy paper, and it'll come up. So that's what I use for these little tiny flowers, like this, and they come out like that, and they're pretty soft compared to like the other one I've made. This is out of vellum, so it's a different, because there's just it's stiffer than that. And when I make them, I use that paper and fold it several times, and so you have several of these little flowers. And this die is, of course, the Tattered Floral from Tim Holtz. This is a tiny one versus the large one. And what I used was 3 sizes. So I used this size, and this size, okay? So that's what I use for those flowers. In case those are the ones, those are pretty much the ones that, have the tissue that I made. And this is the brown, kind of beigey color calligraphy paper that I used on this one. And I just mix them up, whatever papers I have. I like to try different kinds to see which I look better for whatever project I'm working on. So that's about the flowers, in case you asked me about that. I just kind of, pasted it together in my mind to kind of guess at what you were asking for. Hope that's the question you asked. Okay, so now let's get to these leaves. So these leaves and the flowers, I originally watched Tim Holtz's video this past year, a few months ago, and he did it on the tiny flowers. And so I, had bought went out and bought the Sizzix things and form it, and then it came with the stylus, I think to these two, and then the tweezers. Okay, so that's what I had bought, and I got started with the flowers that I had, but I also wanted to make the leaves. So the leaves I made in this dish that I'm going to do the tutorial on is, let me go here. This one, majorly, I like the large leaves, and the reason why I want the large leaves is for packaging. And so I use those and decorate them up, and you tie your bow around your package, and then you you can put some burlap, and then you can put your decorated leaves on there, and then you can put some tiny flowers or any kind of flowers you want that you make, and then or even if you buy. And this one also, I like this one because it has the ragged edges, but what I didn't like too much about it is it's a little on the small side. So let me show you those that I made. These are this one. It's just what I had in my stash, you know. Just looked around to see what I had for, but the larger leaves only had these two dies actually. So I don't know if I gave you the number on that one. Tim Holtz Alterations, and that's the leaf. I didn't do these. I think these are cool for fall. I didn't make those. So I'm just going to show you that. This one and the bigger ones. So these bigger ones are really neat. I like these. And then you put your flowers on there, and it looks really neat on a package. So I'm going to do those. And those are the number I didn't give you is a Sizzix also. There's the number on the top. And the name is called Leaves. Okay, so those are the ones that I want to do today. And she specifically asked about the dye inks. And so Tim was using, I believe, the Distress inks that I have here. And I have the minis out, but I also have, I tried to find the greens that I had. And so these are the only greens I have. Okay, in the minis. And then he used a little bit of the blue, and I think he used the speckled egg. And then there's a brown you can use. There's tea dye. I like to use Vintage Photo, but there's all these other ones you can use. And then I got out my old paper Distress because it's kind of a greenish color, and this is just what I have. You guys, I don't have the whole sets of everything, so you know, I have this one and this one of the regular, and then I have some oxides. So I do have peeled paint, and I really like this ice spruce. It sounds like it should be spruced ice. No, iced spruce. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and there's my Vintage Photo, and I think that does it. There's a couple other ones I used also, but you know, I will go through those later. So he goes through the whole thing of how he does his, you know, how he does his put the ink on here and then spray it with the water and then just dip it and drag it. It's not so easy as he shows it. I practiced several times. I'll show you my practices. Oh, and by the way, I got another comment saying that in the past I used to get those comments that they can't hear me, and so therefore I got the I was going to say hearing aid, but these are earphones that has a microphone close to the earbuds. So I've been using that, but I guess apparently she still can't hear me. I'm sorry. My voice is, I guess, low. I'm sorry if it is. I can't speak any louder, and I would have to keep reminding myself to speak louder, and I don't know if I can do that. If anybody has any suggestions of what I could do, some specific speaker or something that I could use or buy, please let me know. Anyway, what I did was I got my papers already. So you're going to get your papers ready. And he recommends, Tim Holtz does, he recommends the 90 pound above, or 90 to 100 pound paper weight. And so I looked at my stash, and this is what I had. So I have, I think you can just go out and get this one. It's the cheapest one, Artist Loft at Michael's. And this one is 90 pounds. So, and it's cold press, it says right there. So it has a little bit of tooth. Okay, and these Michaels, Joann's, and Hobby Lobby, they don't sell hot press um, watercolor paper. So Tim Holtz has his watercolor paper, and you get just a little bit, and it's he says it has like a tooth on one side and a smooth on the other, so you can try that one. But I don't have it. This is just what's in my stash. I had some Canson, and it's 90 pounds also. And then I had some Strathmore, and I think I got this one over at the art store, so I don't know whether Michaels has it. I was just suggested just gonna play around. Use the Michaels brand because I think that's the least expensive. And you know, you can play with it and not feel bad, right? I don't remember how much it costs. But what I did was cut my paper down. He cuts it into these small sizes. I think this is a 5 by 2.5. So yeah, 5 by 2.5 is what I cut them down to be. And then I cut some a little bit larger, like a 4 by 4 sheets. But it's easier to use the smaller pieces on your mat, or you can use your glass. I have my glass. I have a, what is that? We Are Memory Keepers glass. I just have this. I have a larger piece of glass, but I have to take everything off to put it on. So I just use this. Or you can use your craft mat, whatever you have. And I don't have the fancy stuff, so that's what I have. So that's what I use, just the glass. And then you use your, I just use this, 100% cotton. It's a tea towel kind of thing you get at Walmart in a large package. So I just use that for all my painting and everything. Then you can just throw it in the washer. Just wash it by hand if you want, and use it over again. So yeah, so I cut up the papers so they're easier to use, because when you put your ink down, it's easier to mop it up, and he just swish it like this sometimes. But these are the different papers, and I suggest you do it on both sides, because I don't think on a lot of these that I did on the other side, and I think it looks better if it's something's on the other side. You can ink it, but like, see, I didn't do this one, and then I didn't do these. I just did this with some distress ink, and this one I just put a little on there, and needs to be done something too. So these I don't think they came out that great. I will show you the other ones that I did with these papers, but I want to show you these papers, how they come out. Okay, so if you're not interested in doing it this way, it comes out like uneven and everything, but I like that. I like, oh, this is all, just looks uneven. I like how it comes out. So look at all the different ones that I did, and then you're going to cut it. After you do, cut your papers up, and then you can cut up ink it, and then you can cut out your pieces. I love this one. This is so neat. I love the colors in there, the little marbled look kind of over here. This is really, really neat. But just make a whole bunch, and then this is kind of, I did some pastels because I'm going to do pastel leaves, kind of weird colors. Most of these I did in the greens so that it looks like a regular leaf. When you're giving a gift and you want to give like some kind of potted plant or something, it's kind of neat to have leaves on a card and stuff. So okay, so this one's not done. I will work on those, and this one's not done. This one's not done. Okay, so we're going to do all these, and this one is partially done. This just like has some pinks, and but I'm just going to save that one for the pastel stuff. And this is dark green. It's nice. So we're going to ink these things up, okay? There we go. These I'm going to save. Oh, I just wanted to show you this one. Isn't that neat? I put the yellow in there and there's a contrast. And so that comes out really neat. This is my favorite thing. I'm going to keep this so it reminds me of the next thing I want to do with this inking process. So I have an idea of stuff to do with that. So let's put these away. And then let's get these out. And have my cloth over here. I'm going to put these papers on the other side of me. And I have a whole bunch of other papers ready to go. Okay, that's for some other day. I'm kind of over this inking stuff for today. Okay, so let me see. What I want to do then is get started with some... these are all lighter colors too. Let's just do the smaller papers, and just to show you how to do that. Okay. Of course I used all the smaller papers up, so phooey on that. Okay, so here we're just going to put some dark green. I notice I don't have any dark green. You notice I don't have any dark greens of any in the larger ones. But it's because, the reason why is because I am partial to pink. Pink everything, and pastels. So everything I do is got like pink. So I'm just going to do these colors. And I'm going to spray. I'm going to show you if you put too much spray, okay? So I'm going to spray a lot, okay? Okay, so if you spray too much and you go in with your paper, alright, I love how this comes, this ripped edge, and he just dabs it, and dabs it, or sometimes he drags it. But if you drag it, it comes out like this. But if you dab it, you get this neat stuff. And then he dries it, and I'm not going to dry it. So I'm just going to show you this part of inking it. Okay? So that's cool. I like that. And then he dries it. And the thing about drying it, after you dry it, you can go back in and do things on top. So you can add stuff on top of that and keep that underneath color. Okay? Otherwise you get mud. If you, some of these colors that you put together, like because like red and green, if you mix those two colors up, you're gonna get mud, gray color. But see, this one, you get the veins still of the old colors, and so it works out pretty cool. I like it. Okay, so let's do some more. I got another one here that I did a little yellow on, but let's add another color. I really like this spruce ice, so I'm going to put that over on this other side here on the bottom. And then I'm going to try some peeled paint too, and these are oxides. Okay, so when you do oxides are going to when they dry, it's going to stay on the top, because the distress paints, distress inks are not going to cover it. Just the way of the chemistry, I guess, of the makeup. So if you do, let me spray this just with a little bit. This is just a real fine mist. So I'm going to put this so like that, and it comes out really neat, this color. Let me show you this. And that grayish color is that oxide, and it comes out so neat. I like it a lot. Okay, so I'm going to put some over here. Okay. Oh, that looks neat. The different colors. And see if I can put a little of this green over here. Oh, I might have messed that up, huh? So what I've been doing with that is kind of spraying it, and it moves it. Of course, these two are oxides, so they might cover each other. But I like that, so I'm going to leave that like that. So that's what you do, and you can let that dry, and then you can add colors on top of it. So you can add colors on top, and then let me see. Okay, so let's clean this off, and let's get to another color. Alright, so I am going to just do some dark leaves, I think. Just let's get some dark again. And so I'm going to put this, unfortunately, this is all the dark I have. So we use what we have, and this is, again, Rustic Wilderness, and what did I say? Forest Moss. Yummy colors. And this one here is the other Shabby Shutters. So that's the other green I have. So we'll just kick in a little more something something. And I think I used some of this orangey color. And that's Spice Marmalade. Let's try a little kick of that. Just a tiny bit. We'll do it. Okay, so I'm going to let's do the other side just to give you a demo here. Alright, give you a little more demo. I'm going to put a little bit of that over here. Let me get it wetter so it moves a bit. And see if we can do a little magic. Oh, okay, we did a little magic. A little more magic. And I need some dark. I want some darkness here. Alright. We're getting there. And just a tiny bit more over here. No, my marmalade dropped off. See, that's what happens when you do the colors and don't let it dry. If you really like the color that marmalade did, then put it in and let it dry, and then come back to it and add more. So I'm going to just put a little of that marmalade back in here someplace. I just like that little bit of color. Oh, not bad. Okay, so there's just a tiny bit. It's not as bright as some of the others, but I'm going to leave it, okay? And then I'm going to try to get this dark stuff and put it on maybe the back of this one. And so just to give you a little more of watching somebody else do it and using up their ink. It's kind of relaxing, but it's kind of frustrating sometimes because you can't get the stuff you want. I think it just takes practice, huh? Like Tim does constantly. I'm gonna let that go. See if I did both sides on these. Okay, so this is not quite dry, but I'm just gonna drag it and dip it, dip this, Okay, let's leave that alone. I think, oh, I didn't get this. Okay. I think it's best to have it not so wet, and you get more color. Okay, so I want this marmalade again. And what was on the other side? Oh, there's, okay. So I'm going to do the marmalade, and I want this Distress Oxide, because these are both oxides, so let's do those two. And I already got a little bit of that green on here, so let's not overdo the water. See if I can get this oxide here. Oh, that's good. That's kind of yummy, huh? Okay, so, oh, look at this. Put some over here, a little more. And then I'm going to spray it with a little sprayer to move it around a little more. And I think I'd like to leave that alone and then spray it again later. You know what I mean? I might just come in with, oh, all these are done pretty much. I like these the way they are. So I think I'm going to leave these and then show you how to do the leaves. I hope that was enough playing for you guys so that you know kind of how to, I mean, you're going to do much better than I am. I need more practice. But just to get you going, like, you know, just do it. That's the hardest part, is just getting started to do it. But, you know, I watch Tim Holtz do it and I go, oh yeah, that's easy. And then I try to do it and it's just, doesn't come out as yummy as his. So I don't know. I like it though. I mean, I like the ones that I've made. I think they're good. Okay, so I want to get out the tools now and just form the leaves. So you're going to get this out in your stylus, and that's it. Oh, so the first thing I would do would be to, because these leaves don't have the edge like this. This one has an edge on it, kind of, you know, raggedy edge, but you can make it even more distressed by using this tool. And this is a Sizzix, not Sizzix. What is it? Prima. This is a Prima one. Oh, so it's really old. But Tim Holtz has one that's, you know, you can use, distress it. You could use this end if you want. And distress the ends a little bit more than it is already. But pretty much, I like to distress it to look like this. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to distress it on the sides here like this. And pretty much it's distressed. And then I'm going to use my vintage photo with my distresser spongier. And I don't like it really dark. I just like a little bit. Some people really like that walnut stain darkness, but I kind of like a little, just a little. And that's only if you want it, the look like this is distress look. But if you don't want the distress look, I think the next ones I'm going to be doing will not have the distressed leaf. It will have a straight leaf because I'm going to make it more of a fancy a fancy one, a fancy leaf. Okay, so this is a real leaf. This is my hibiscus leaf. And of course, somebody overwatered the plant because it's kind of yellow on the edges, but that's pretty cool, huh? This is a real leaf. All right, so you'll see the veins in the back are protruding. And so what we're going to do is, we will make the veins. I've already made this one. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, so you decide what side you want. This is the back because it's got a white spot there, and it's not going to show so much as the front. So, of course, you're going to cut them out with your. You can just cut them out freehand too. Freehand leaves. I mean, it's not too difficult to do. You don't have to do it on the die cutter. You don't have to have a die. Okay, so you want to make this so it's not flat. You want to make it so it looks curved. See how curved this is? So what you're going to do first of all is curve it with the big stylus, and or if you can find a ball kind of something you can use. And okay, this is the back. We want to do the back first. Okay, and so you're going to go on the edge and you're going to bring it towards you. And you can use a little water, spray it with a little water to break down the fibers a bit. Okay, so put a little water on there to break down the fibers and then do it, and it works a little bit easier. Some of the ink might start coming in because it's a water-based ink, but okay, so you're going to break down the fibers and bring it down like that. So it's going to be curved a bit. So the other side is going to look like this, okay? And you want the veins to be on the back side, so you're going to do your veins from here and push it out. And you can follow, if there's a line, you can follow that line of the ink. I don't have any lines to follow this time. And so I'm going to make my lines. Okay, so it's already kind of curved, and I kind of like that, but you can just move it around and curve it any way you like. See, it's kind of going upwards here. And so the back looks like this, so you can see the veins. And maybe if you don't want that big of a vein, you can make it with your smaller stylus. Oh, I don't know where it went. Stylus, where'd you go? Okay, it's hidden. Oh, here it is. You can make it with a smaller point, this one or this one. And then what you want to do is maybe take a little bit of Distress ink and just go over it a little bit, so you can see it a little better, like so. Or you can use some green, whatever color you want. Or pink. I like pink. Anyway. So that's the leaf. It's really cute, right? I like it. And so when you make them, you want to make sure that you use the two leaves that are kind of similar in color. It's okay if it's not, but you know, I put them together and then put a big flower or something, or little flowers on this. Sometimes I do it this way on the package and then put the flower. And so that is my tutorial for these leaves, and I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got something out of it. I know it's a long video. Hopefully I can put them together, otherwise they'll be in 2 videos because I had an interruption in the middle. So I hope I can put them together so you get half an hour worth of video. But anyway, I hope this helps. You guys, and you enjoyed it. And I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.